Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of the Thin Crust Flopcast. How you all doing, motherfuckers? And that's a quick way to piss off YouTube. Hello also everyone on YouTube.
What's up everybody, how are you all doing?
As you can tell, ladies and gentlemen, I am joined by my lovely co-host who is currently having a chomp. And ladies and gentlemen, it's the one, the only, it's Damo!
Hey fuckers, how you doing? You miss me?
Like a shotgun at long range. Of course they miss you.
So a lot. Of course.
Ladies and gentlemen, it has been an interesting couple of weeks. We've had some big releases. We've had some movie info drop as well. And some interesting stuff that's happened that is affecting the gaming world as we speak. And that's why we're going to do our best to actually cover the information that we have found, as well as give our own slight opinions on stuff. And I'm also going to drop a review as well on a game that came out that I have been playing quite a bit of. But with that being said, folks, you know what's coming next. As always, Damo, what the fuck have you been playing the past couple of weeks?
Honestly, in terms of PC games, not a lot. Genuinely not a lot. I've been doing some mobile games for the most part, but obviously, for those of you that had tuned in on my end on the Tuesday, we played some Day Everything.
Yeah.
Because that is the current thing at the moment.
Yeah.
And then I can't remember really what else. We played Peak. I played Peak
For the first time.
That was that was definitely interesting. Definitely need more people to get in on that though.
I know there's a mod that can add basically like with Lethal Company, basically that allows you to have more people play.
Yeah, I don't want that many more people. Thank you very much.
Ends up with a group of 16.
I'm good. I would rather yeet myself out of oblivion and out of existence. Like, you know, as I've always said, when it comes to games like that, I prefer it to be with people that I know and that I'm comfortable with.
Fair enough.
Otherwise, I'm just going to be quiet and then I'm just going to be, oh, you said something? Just because too many people talking at once not only gives me a headache, but makes me very irritable because there's too many people.
Yep.
But alas, that is just purely a me issue, guys, on that front.
A Demushu?
Yes, a Demushu. Yes.
Should we just call it that from now on, a Demushu?
Yeah, Demushu. If you have an issue, grab a tissue.
It's a
For the love of
Demushu.
God, you're just having a Demushu. Let's see, what else? Oh, I've been doing a bit of Star Rail as well. I say a little bit of Blood Hunt. I picked it up once, haven't played it again since sort of situation.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, I think that's kind of, like a bit of Repo as well. Other than that, I think that's about it. I think. Oh, no, Munchkin. We did a bit of Munchkin.
Yeah, you did too.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've been kind of busy IRL with building and sorting out stuff, haven't you?
Well, I say building. One of our friends took me down to the tip.
Yeah.
And there's one bit that I want to say that I cannot because it's for the Try Not to Laugh Discord edition.
Crap.
Yeah.
I am very concerned on that one.
Fucking hilarious is what it is, at least, anyway. But yeah, and then my beautiful boo, whilst I was at the tip with our friend, decided to build the bed. And so we has new bed, and it's very comfortable.
Yay!
Yeah.
It's always good actually when you get a new bed. It takes a little bit initially to get settled, but after like about an hour, you're just like, oh.
Right, it's just like, oh yeah, like I did not want to leave my bed this morning. At all.
I feel that.
Yep, the car's like, get up, Go on, get up, get out of bed. For fuck's sake, get up the fucking bed. You know.
Get up, get down.
Oh, MU actually, I can count that now because I've got that on my PC, so just playing that on my phone. MU Dark Epoch.
Nice.
It's very good game, yes.
Good game.
Very good game, yeah. And I'm actually currently on that right now doing the guild boss with 100 people in the guild. So there's that. If anything else, it's still coming like 4th, 5th place in the personal damage ranking side of things, but you know, but it's all good. There's an event going on currently, and I went from like 260 to level 287 today.
Nice.
Well, 260 to 274 yesterday, but then obviously the rest today because there's an event going on and you get a shit ton of XP.
Sweet.
So like, oh yes.
We take a shit ton of XP.
Oh yeah, definitely. We will take all that XP.
Oh yeah. XP all over my face.
Oh my goodness. And then obviously today Chaos has been helping me with my birthday wheel.
Yep. Look forward to seeing that, folks.
Yep, on the 18th of September, 2 p.m.
10 days.
Yep, because that is literally my birthday.
Yep. More info will come out that in regards to that when we get closer to the time.
Yes.
At Damo's discretion, obviously.
Naturally. But yeah, what about you, Cass? What the fuck have you been up to recently?
Well, as anyone that's been following me on socials, I've been busy the past 48 hours. I have finally ditched the old sofa. Yep, that's right. The sofa I've been sat on for the past few years, doing all this shit, has finally gone. And we now have ourselves a full-on desk with gamer chair set up. And so if I sound a little bit different, that's because, well, there's so much fucking space in it now.
And you never know, he may upgrade from a laptop to a PC one day.
We'll cover that ground when I, have a functional job to cover any queries.
Well, said queries you won't have to worry about considering it won't need to be posted to you, and I would never trust a postman with it, so it would be hand delivered.
Anyway, doing that. Also working on the wires as well, making sure everything's actually not in the way and everything's all set up and good. But not just IRL stuff, I've also been busy across the board as well. Obviously, there's been some Super Mario Party Jamboree with a final part with myself and Ivy, and if you want to catch those, go over to YouTube to see that. And if you are watching this on YouTube, go check out the playlist. Also been doing more Bleach Brave Souls with Star Rail and pulling some of the new characters on both of those. So,
Nice.
Getting lucky on that front. Been doing some Marvel Rivals back on that with Ivy. And having people clearly think they're better as a cloak and dagger than me, then getting proven absolutely wrong. Been on Persona 4 Golden as well. Dealing with the the dungeon that a lot of people really don't like doing, Nanako's. Bless that little kid. Obviously I've been on Nikkei, Fate Grand Order, Fire Emblem Heroes, as well as the Pokemon Pocket TCG.
Naturally.
And also, another game that I started playing when it came out, ladies and gentlemen, is Super Robot Wars, which I will get onto my how I feel in regards of it after this. But yeah, I've kind of had a bit of a jam-packed couple of weeks, really.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, all that will also looking after nephews and nieces and niece when they come over. And we'll also keeping this feisty cat company as well when they're trying to stub their toe.
Yes. Always gotta stub that toe, man. Always gotta stub that toe.
Stub that toe hard. But, ladies and gentlemen, that is enough talking of that sort of stuff. I think we should get into some of this stuff right away.
Oh yeah.
So, as I'm sure many people are aware of, with Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater coming out, a lot of people will obviously be wondering in regards of Kojima and any form of interaction with that game. Well, as you'd imagine, when any big game comes to PC, modders are gonna see what they can do.
Naturally.
Either to optimize the game or add various little things. Well, not only have PC modders already optimized the game, they have done something that honestly is kind of a bit of a middle finger to Konami. But at the same time, I'm kind of laughing at the same time. They have added Hideo Kojima into the game.
Nice.
Now, what do I mean by that exactly? Well, based on screenshots, it looks like they have added Kojima as a skin for Snake.
Mm-hmm.
So you can run around as Hideo Kojima going through Naked Snake's story.
Nice.
And I know there have been quite a few people who are sort of like and ahhing because obviously it's Metal Gear without Kojima.
Mm-hmm.
And in regards to the Metal Gear series, I think it's a fair speculation to say that Kojima wants nothing but best for that series, nothing but the best. And some of the people have, as we have reported in previous weeks, stated that who are actually on the team that have been working on this, said that they will never be able to match Kojima's talent in regards of it.
Mm-hmm.
Which is actually good to see people acknowledging, especially in that company. Now, the information I have is from, I will read the article. This has come from Eurogamer. And PC modders have already begun optimizing Metal Gear Solid Delta, even before Konami has released further updates. The Metal Gear remake has been criticised for its poor performance, with videos shared on social media of jarring stuttering. In particular, the PS4 Pro version has come under fire.
Mm-hmm.
Konami acknowledged a handful of specific issues ahead of launch, though general optimization wasn't included. In just a couple of days, though, PC modders have taken matters into their own hands.
Oh boy.
And that's no surprise to anyone. Modder Francis Lewis, for instance, has created the Metal Gear Optimizer mod on Nexus Mods, which reduces stuttering by optimizing shader compilation and asset streaming. Francis Lewis notes results can vary depending on hardware. But the fact that they're actually letting you know that it's not a guaranteed, depending on your hardware, is a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
Other mods, such as Better on Cap FPS version 1.2 from Miss Thief, Unlocked FPS by Hybrid Bread, and Unlock FG and FPS from Valaquez, among others, seek to provide an unlocked frame rate and other benefits. Its clear optimization is a priority among modders who have seemingly been able to make improvements quicker than an official patch from Konami, though of course mods aren't always reliable. Perhaps the funniest mod for the game, though, is from Fiend, which allows players to swap Snake for Metal Gear creator Hideo Kojima. Kojima has stated in interviews he won't be playing the remake himself, largely due to his split from Konami. But that hasn't stopped players putting him in the game instead. Earlier this week, Epic boss Tim Sweeney blamed developers for any optimization issues when using Unreal Engine 5. Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater being one such game to use the engine. Now, the fact that despite all the work and the hype that's led up to this game,
Mm-hmm.
and they've still released it in a stuttery state. Even at the highest of the PlayStation 5, with currently being PlayStation 5 Pro, or what they claim. So it kind of calls into question, why has it released in such a state? And the fact that they were aware of various issues and announced various issues that would plague upon release. Why did they not just delay it to fix those issues? That kind of question does crawl into one's mind. Because if you're going to actually recreate Metal Gear Solid 3, which some would actually say is probably one of the better of the franchise, you would then expect that with a staff of Konami's size to be able to actually know when to pull back before putting everything in. But I imagine this is probably just another one of those cases where it's the people behind the scenes in the suits and all that are probably push things to make it reach a certain time frame. I don't know, really. It does raise concerns, especially because Unreal Engine 5, like, come on, guys.
Like, at the end of the day, it's one of them where it's just like Unreal Engine 5 has been known to have complications.
Mm-hmm.
Talking from the experience of Silent Hill 2 remake, if anybody wants to remember that.
Yep.
And I had to change a few settings and almost had to download a mod to fix it.
Oh, I remember that. You were not happy with that.
Yeah, I was not. But at the same time, I'm not going to sit here and expect everything to be fully polished, even if it had been out for a while.
But the thing is, this is kind of where I'm not shitting on... Before anyone takes this out of context, I'm not shitting on PC players with the statement I'm about to make. But you'd expect the console version of a game to actually run better than what it has. Than in regards to PC, because a console has a set specific parameter that is pretty much universal, give or take. Obviously a few bits here and there, but that shouldn't change how a game runs.
Exactly.
So you obviously build within those specific parameters.
Yeah, and like, I understand like times moving forward, that like, and I will say this till the end of the day. So, like, if I ever come across a game that is like 32 gig before I ever like get my next PC, honestly, like, I'm gonna cry, because like, I feel like we're not at that stage of needing 32 gig of RAM specifically. I know this is kind of like going on to a different tangent here, but we'll make our way back to it.
It's a, considering the state of things and the way that developers are going, I think it's a very worthwhile rant. And considering the fact that the game released in a stutter state on a console is well worth the rant. So have at it, Damo.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just like, think about it, right? I wanted to play the I'm still calling it a remake. The Oblivion remake.
It pretty much is.
No, there's no pretty much, but it literally is. They've changed so much in regards to it, and basically, I really wanted to play it, but I was kind of scared because I've only got 32 gig of RAM, and it's still apparently having issues to this day. So I've just kind of given up on it. But the thing is, as well, is that with the way that the world is today, as a whole consensus, generalization, is that we should not be pushing for 32 gig of RAM minimum, like, for any game currently, as to where it stands. Like, it's great we're coming out with all this new technology and stuff, like, we get it. I'm living for it. I love to see that. But at the same time, it's just not worth, like, fucking people's systems up for it.
And the thing is, it's like, trying to push for 32 gig a minimum, like, guys, come on. not everyone is going to have the money to do that. Some people barely have enough to get by as it is. Even top-end PCs are struggling. Now, I have seen, obviously, some people on PC that have been playing the game not have issues. And that's fine, but it still does beg the question, like, why? Why, when you're releasing a game on both PC and console, why is it that... Okay, again, not taking a stab at PC players, but when PCs tend to actually not be the same, they tend to be varied because of how people have them built with in regards to specifics. Like, not everyone will have the exact same graphics card, not everyone will have the same motherboard, not everyone will have the same CPU, not everyone will have the same programs and stuff like that. And yet I've seen more reports of it stuttering on console, which should not be an issue.
Yeah.
Which then calls into question, what about those who are not as higher on the GPU side of things? Why it's happening on that front? Is it going to reach a point where unless you have the money to upgrade your stuff every several months, is it going to reach that point where you can't enjoy the things you're purchasing?
Exactly, and the only way to kind of get around that really is by saying, you know, putting your foot down and saying no.
Yeah.
We aren't gonna, you know, continuously buy new things for our PCs, because at the end of the day, you know, like when it comes to PCs at least, it should be the case if it should last a long time. Granted,
Yeah.
okay, yes, I had a lot of issues, but it's only because my hard drive and Windows 11 were like, nah, I don't think so.
Yeah.
You know, and I managed to get that sorted a few years later, you know, thanks to the help of my dad. But even then, I can't afford to always upgrade everything. I
Yeah.
can't always afford to, you know, sit there and go, hey, dad, hey, you know, whoever, like, do you have X amount of money because, like, this happened?
Yeah.
You know, I was very lucky in the fact that I was able to afford my PC when I did. Very fucking lucky.
Yeah.
And not everybody's going to have the opportunity.
Nope.
This is why I had it built for future-proof reasons. And look at it now, since I've, like, you know, swapped that hard drive for an SSD, my guy. Like, everything's all good.
Yeah. Although, generally, if you're going to do, like, if you're actually going to go full PC, then it is generally recommended now that you go full SSD anyway. Because that tends to
full
run...
on SSD.
Yeah, it tends to run better.
100%.
But yeah, if there's any more news in regards of Metal Gear Solid Delta and any the optimization or any more issues, obviously we'll cover it as it comes in.
100%, yeah.
Next up, Damo.
Yes, so we are gonna let's see, I don't know which one to go for, to be honest, but you know, it is what it is.
I mean, if you want to say the Baldur's Gate one, if you're looking somewhere to start.
I mean, yeah, I know I've got all of mine up here as well. That's why I'm also kind of like, which one do I start
okay.
with? You know, yeah. Let's see. Let's go with this one. So I found this one just scrolling through, like, you know, on my phone and stuff like that. On engadget.com. I have seen this also posted on a couple other websites as well that are kind of reputable as well. So, you know, it's all good. Saying Crystal Dynamics announces layoffs, but says Tomb Raider will not be impacted. So yeah, Crystal Dynamics, the studio behind the recent Tomb Raider games, announced an unspecified number of layoffs today in a post on LinkedIn. The game developer kept the size of the cuts vague, only stating that a number of our talented colleagues would be impacted in what's becoming an all too familiar refrain. The company cited evolving business conditions as the reason for layoffs. The decision was not made lightly, the post read. It was necessary, however, to ensure the long-term health of our studio and core creative priorities in a continually shifting market. Crystal Dynamics was acquired by Embracer Group in a 2022 buying spree by a Swedish game company. So Embracer still owns the studio, but was forced to do some layoffs of its own in 2023, followed by a restructuring last year. Crystal Dynamics is still working on a new Tomb Raider game now, which the company said will not be affected by the layoffs. However, the studio has been tapped to help the initiative with its Perfect Dark reboot, the project that was cancelled, and the initiative shut down in a separate wave of massive cuts at Microsoft earlier the year. But it's
Yeah.
unclear whether that cancellation was the reason for today's cuts. Obviously, at that time.
Well, I'm sorry, when a big game project like Perfect Dark, which a lot of people have been looking forward to, gets canned,
100%. Yeah.
and it's a bold statement from Crystal Dynamics to say that it won't affect Tomb Raider, unless the people that have been cut weren't working on that. That's the only thing I could think of.
Well, I'm gonna assume so. Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, how many more layoffs are we gonna hear about?
Honestly, probably way more. Hi, Kane. How you doing, buddy?
It's just, I'll give credit where credit's due. The fact that Crystal Dynamics is trying to reassure people in regards of the next Tomb Raider game not being affected, I'll give them that. But at the same time, they can't really turn around and say that there won't be any form of effect, because when you see other people within your company getting the sack, you're not going to be able to focus, because then you'll be worried if you're next.
Yeah.
And what happens after when they finished Tomb Raider? What happens then? Are they going to be given the sack then? Right now, what a lot of people are needing within the game industry is not high-tech shit, companies buying out other companies, having a pissing contest on who's bigger than who's touched who and what allegations and what have shit like that. What just regular hard-working people in the game industry need is job security. A guarantee that, hey, this won't be happening anytime soon unless a legit reason.
Yeah.
And with the current price increase of video games in general across the board, it's not getting any easier
No.
to believe some of these statements. But if they're able to actually put their money where their mouth is in regards to it, then it'll be interesting to see what comes out in regards of the next Tomb Raider, especially seeing as the last trilogy Tomb Raider game was actually pretty good.
Oh yeah.
If you remember that one, like the whole survival thing.
Oh, 100%.
Like, that was actually really, really good. Like, even I played it, and I'm not really a Tomb Raider player. So that says a lot.
It does, doesn't it, really?
Yeah. And still, Crystal Dynamics is one of the old dogs as well. Like, it's been around for a while. So, it's rough to see one of the old guard actually get hit hard, you know? What the fuck? What the fuck, Kate?
Yeah, I just saw that. That's why I laughed.
I heard you laugh and I looked over. It's like, wait, what? What the fuck? So anyone watching on YouTube, basically Kane just said you're a bit bisexual with your games, Chaos, not gonna lie. Everyone...
But fair though, facts.
Yeah,
Everyone's
yeah.
a bit bisexual is pretty normal these days. True that,
Yeah, yeah. So, hopefully there won't be any more news coming from Crystal Dynamics in regards to this, and things just able to just keep going smooth. But yeah, that's really all we can hope for on that one.
Oh yeah. We can only vent so much on that shit, you know?
Yeah. We don't need me having another one of my moments where people are telling me to breathe. I think we do enough of that already. And no, there's no asphyxiation going on here, folks. I ain't into that shit. So, From
Yeah.
concerns in regards of a game company to concerns of the actions of another.
Oh boy.
Steam.
Oh boy.
David knows exactly what's coming next.
Oh boy.
So, as many people are aware, obviously with the age restriction and age verification that is now starting to appear left, right, and centre across multiple platforms. As you can imagine, obviously we have also reported about it hitting several platforms. Steam, with the one currently having just also come out of its battle with payment processors.
Yep.
Now, Steam has just added something that kind of doesn't make no sense to me. Yeah, at the same time, I do kind of understand, but at the same time, I would call out the hypocrisy on it, to be honest.
Yep.
So, Steam now has a age verification thing where you need to have your credit cards, you need to put in your credit card in order to prove your age.
Yep.
Now, normally, when something asks for your credit card, they usually mean like credit or debit cards to obviously proof of age. Because if there's going to be anything that will prove one's age, it will be obviously on those. At least that's to my knowledge. Well, Steam have specified it is not credit and debit card, it is credit card only.
Yep.
In order to verify your age. Which I kind of am a bit annoyed about because it technically does isolate a lot of people. Now, with the age verification thing, obviously, in regards of mature game content. Now, you would assume that when it comes to mature game content, you would think games that would be of a mature rating, like GTA, or games that are like 18 plus, stuff like that. Nope. Just the corn games.
Yeah.
So, the age verification thing is kind of pointless, because the very thing that a lot of people are trying to fight, a lot of the age verification thing is trying to protect kids from, is games that they should not be allowed to play until they're of age, and yet they're still being able to play and still being able to access the various games that are not of their age. They're still able to access games like GTA, Red Dead, just to name a few. I know it sounds like I'm picking on Rockstar here, but it's literally the two biggest games that literally can basically perfect to put in the 18 rating.
Perfect example, because you can pick up whores, you can do drugs and overindulge in alcohol and all that shit.
And that's kind of where I kind of call out the hypocrisy of it all. If you're going to have if you're going to censor, actually have a legit censor for mature game content, then you kind of need to stick to your guns and actually censor the mature game content.
But also as well, which kind of I just want to bring into as well for this, is the fact of, Valve came out and made a big statement against MasterCard and stuff like that specifically.
Yep.
Which they did back up, and even though, obviously people acted like, I don't think so. And then, you then had MasterCard and the similar, just kind of like going, well, here's a gaslighting situation for you, and got reamed by the entire internet. The fact of the matter is, on that front as well, is the fact that they're saying credit card only after making such a bold statement. Yes, they brought receipts. Even people on the internet, wanted to not literally verify the receipts, but you know what I mean in this aspect, to verify the evidence and stuff like that, and we all stuck by them.
Yeah.
And now it's kind of like, basically, in a sense, like, at least this is how I'm seeing it, and most likely isn't the case. But when you make a statement like that, why would you then go ahead and be all like, you know what? But hold my, credit card. In order to verify your age, you have to use a credit card, not a debit card, a credit card. Now,
Not everyone
for
has
me,
access to a credit card. That's
not
the thing.
everybody not has access to this, but it feels like in a way, like to an extent that they're kind of kissing their ass a little bit now, because it's like, you know, in order for you to verify, you need to have a credit card. Now, as somebody that has had a credit card in the past, yes, vroom vroom motorbike, you know, and
Every
it
fucking
wasn't
night.
a good thing for, I know, right? It wasn't a good thing for me personally. You know, I don't have a credit card anymore, and I don't really want to feel like I'm going to be forced into getting a credit card because, you know, I want to play a certain game, you know, about a certain like VTuber or whatever, like,
Or
you
a
know, that
certain
one
corn
game.
basically.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Um, and I don't want to put myself in that situation again because the way that you know, my issues can affect me is specifically is impulse spending, which I do not want to have the responsibility of by getting a new credit card.
Yeah. It
Um,
it
you know, and
just
there's just people out there that don't want a credit card simply because they know the dangers of having a credit card. So why would they want to have a credit card?
it just they I I now I'm gonna sort of play slight devil's advocate to a certain extent here. So
My dad doesn't own a credit card. We're
it,
not talking debit card line, we're talking credit card.
yeah. Now, in regards of obviously in regards to the UK, it's this is where this has actually happened. It's a UK thing. So obviously they're having to comply with the current law that's in place. Now,
Yeah.
I get to a certain extent trying to protect kids. However, the way that everyone seems to have gone about it and the way that everything's been implemented is it feels like a knee-jerk reaction, to be honest.
Yeah.
And they could have easily done something better. In regards to the whole credit card, debit card thing, I get after a certain point, it's like what 13 you can get a debit card.
Yeah.
But at the same time, as an adult, because just having the card isn't enough to prove you're of age. That's what I'm trying to say. You have to literally have your date of birth, and that will literally be on the card and the detail. So when they verify it, that is actually yours. Then you're good to go. So the only way that kids would actually be able to do this is literally just get their parents' cards. If they think that's not going to happen with credit cards, then they are very underestimating what kids can be like.
Yeah.
Remember all the Fortnite V-Bucks issues that have occurred over all the years, with kids stealing their parents' credit cards to spend God knows amount on V-Bucks.
I remember that.
Just because the card comes through doesn't mean anything. Now, I have seen some people make the argument of, in regards of account age, like how long your account's been around and stuff. That doesn't mean anything, because literally you could have your account hacked by some 8-year-old who's got their hands on a program and blah. The verification process is meant to actually help protect, and yet this doesn't do anything to protect, it isolates. And the fact that essentially all they're doing is attacking the corn games is then, as Damo said earlier, it kind of does feel like they are kind of kissing the ass of the very people that they were essentially fighting against. Now, I get obviously this has only happened in the UK. It's not happened in any other country, to my knowledge. I've spoken to a few people in obviously America. Obviously, we've spoken to Inventor and various other places, and they've not had that. So it is just a UK thing, but it still calls to the question: if you're going to make it so you can't access mature game content, and then when you look at the examples of mature game content, those games you can still view.
Yeah.
Don't claim one thing and then do something else entirely. I know it's happening everywhere, but only on Steam is this particular issue happening, is what I'm talking about, Kane. I imagine it may. I imagine it probably won't be too long before it happens on PlayStation. Xbox already has their thing in regards of that, and to be honest, I think I'm probably going to be fine. Yeah. Well, the law. The thing is, we're not here to dispute the law, because the law is what it's going to be. We're talking about the company's knee-jerk reactions to it, and how they've decided to implement and go by the rule. And there's particular Steam's actions in regards of it. Steam definitely... Now, Steam has said that they are actually working on actually improving this.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully, with enough feedback and Valve aren't exactly stupid. They are actually a lot smarter than a lot of people would give companies credit for. Yeah. So, considering how open Valve is in regards to a lot of things, I'm hoping that they will actually understand that this action, like, maybe they're just doing it step by step. They start off with credit cards and then see how that goes and then add the debit later on.
Mm-hmm.
That might just be me being optimistic, but I'd rather be optimistic than be a Debbie Downer, you know?
Yeah, you're trying to look at the brighter picture sort of thing, the what if, the alternative, which isn't always a bad thing.
The possible positive. Like, again, and I'll say this, and I believe I speak for Damo as well as everyone around the Pizza Party and the Murder Ball Society. We're all about protecting kids from shit they shouldn't see. We're all about that. We're all about making sure that kids are actually safe. But people kind of need to do better.
Yeah.
As adults, we should be doing better than this. That's all I can really say on it, because it's like, it's stupid that it's credit card only, but again, it's just hope that it will be better in the future. If it does change and it does include debit card later on, or if the whole thing gets removed altogether, we will inform you guys as we find out ourselves.
Yep.
So, I know some people will probably want us to go in the political side of things. We're not, because the law is what it is, and we got no choice but to abide by it. So we're just trying to get by as we can. We just need the companies to actually use what is meant to be common, and that is common sense.
Yep.
So, yeah. Anyway, moving on.
Mm-hmm. Dun 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 dun. So, this is on pushsquare.com. Devil May Cry, Dragon's Dogma, Rival Schools combine in Capcom Legends' new apparent AAA title. Hideki Itsuno, a man many would describe as a living game development legend, has shed a little bit more light on this new project. Itsuno left Capcom around this time last year, having brought the likes of Devil May Cry and Dragon's Dogma to life. He was then handed the reins to his own studio, Lightspeed Japan, which falls under corporate Chinese juggernaut Tencent's umbrella. Ever since then, we've known that Itsuno is working on some kind of action title of the AAA variety. The project's almost certainly still in its early phases, but that hasn't stopped the director from teasing what's to come in a new interview with Famitsu. And the interview has been translated by something called Automaton. And this is how the interview went. My goal is to create a game that brings together the best of everything I've made so far, Itsuno states. Indeed, it sounds like there's going to be a heavy focus of in-depth combat mechanics here, primarily because Itsuno brings up classic Capcom fighting game series Rival Schools. But it isn't just the action that'll take cues from his old brawler. Itsuno goes on to reference Rival School's focus on distinctive characters, saying characters have always been a crucial part of my work, so I plan to invest a lot of effort into character creation. So, according to Itsuno, we're looking at a game that attempts to combine the elements of Devil May Cry, Dragon's Dogma, and Rival Schools, and if that doesn't whet your appetite, we don't know what will. Perhaps the most promising part of this entire interview, though, Itsuno reveals that his original pitch for the project was approved pretty much without compromise. Given his track record at Capcom, surely that can only be a good thing.
That is promising.
And that's all that is to the article. To be fair, like I don't know how I've managed to find some really short fucking articles, but here we go.
It's been like that. It's been like that this week.
Oh, definitely. And to be fair, like, yeah, I'm kind of excited to see what he brings.
Yeah, a combination like of Dragon's Dogma, Devil May Cry, and Rival Schools. Now, if anyone isn't aware of Rival Schools, it's a very old beat 'em up game from the 90s, early 2000s, and
yes,
they've never made any other Rival Schools games since. But that's kind of interesting. The fact that he's actually done something like that, a blend of those three, and considering obviously Devil May Cry's obviously intrigue, one can only hope that there'll obviously be a soundtrack to obviously go along with this. Because when you add like Devil May Cry, you tend to think it's probably going to be at least a pretty good soundtrack. Dragon's Dogma obviously for the open world exploration side of things.
Yep.
And I imagine in regards of probably the variation of Rival Schools, which basically had various characters from different schools fighting against each other. If it wasn't obvious.
I know, right?
So, here's hoping we'll see more of what he's cooking. Because I definitely want to see. I definitely want to see that because I'm a fan of some of what Capcom cooks. Yep. Besides all the goddamn Resident Evil remakes that they keep on fucking doing. So, yeah, we'll update you guys on any more of that comes through.
Oh hell yeah!
Now, here's an article that normally Damo would have probably found, but I found. Baldur's Gate 3. Baldur's Gate 3's Shadowheart actor was in a lot of debt before the breakout RPG. This is coming from GamesRadar.com. When you purchase through... no, that's the wrong bit. Baldur's Gate 3 actors have come out about how difficult it is to make a living off video game jobs. And the voice of Shadowheart herself admitted she was actually in debt before the RPG blew up in popularity. During the VGC podcast, Aliona Baranova, the voice of Zeph and Karina the Squirrel, and Jennifer English, the voice of Shadowheart, talked about how the deck is almost stacked against the game talent. Actors working in TV and film might get royalties or be on shoots that keep them employed for months. Video game actors, on the other hand, don't have the same privilege. That is true. I was in a lot of debt, frankly, before Baldur's Gate 3, English said. Thank goodness I've managed to get myself out of it. But yeah, there was a point where I couldn't make my rent. I think it was why a lot of actors, including actors in video games, are from wealthy backgrounds. English calls it an unfortunate, really classist reality. Because if you haven't got the financial support from family, how on earth do you do it? You just run yourself into debt.
Yep.
Baranova responds that the other option is to take up a second job, as she had done. We also don't get royalties, Baranova continued. It would be great if it were restructured a little bit, because we know how much video games make. Everyone can do the maths. It would be nice if it were restructured and not just screen actors got paid a big bag to do the video games. Thankfully, everything worked out well for the Baldur's Gate 3 cast. The game went absolutely viral, became a juggernaut sales hit, and almost all its credited actors are now regulars on the convention circuit. That is true. Though the duo says there are still deeper problems to sort out for actors as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that's the thing that something they bring up. Like, what if the game isn't an immediate smash hit? What then?
Exactly. Like,
Think about the amount of games that have literally come out that could have been big, but due to either development issues or like shareholders pulling out or studios getting closed and stuff like that, or the game just not being being welcomed. What happens to the actors that actually pour their heart and soul into bringing the characters to life? It is a very sobering thought, especially for those looking to maybe get into the voice acting gig. Like, there are no royalties involved, which you'd think there would be to some extent. But when you think about it, all there is restrictions. And it's still lie, and to make it as an actor, voice acting isn't really good. Like, you gotta be like an on-screen actor. And it's like, considering all the work that was put into Baldur's Gate, I'll say, for a game like that had a cult following in its earlier games, to then basically be an immense smash hit that will probably be one of the biggest, would probably be in the argument for, I would say actually I would say for some people's Mount Rushmore of video game juggernauts.
Yeah.
Because of its immediate success and the fact that it continues to gain even more success even after its release. And it's very rare for a game to maintain such success even after release. Because, as Damo pointed out a while back, there was actually even some of the actors set up support groups, or set up like separate groups to actually help the others deal with the success and to how to help navigate it all.
Yeah, exactly.
Because wasn't it Neil Newborn that did that?
Do what specifically, sir?
In regards of when the actors had to deal with the success of Baldur's Gate.
Yes.
Because it was Neil Newborn, wasn't it, that set that whole thing up to help them.
Yeah, it's the same with I believe Joseph Quinn as well, also,
Yeah.
for the Stranger Things cast or something like that. But yeah.
So it's good to actually see, obviously, they were in dark situations, but then have actually managed to come out. But it does also raise a big question. If you need to be so financially backed for this, what hope is there for a lot of others?
Yeah.
It is a bit of a sobering pill to swallow. So it is good they managed to get out, but at the same time, youch. So, Damo?
Yes. So obviously, Sims being in the podcast title of the year. So, this on Game Rant. EA accidentally leaks new Sims 4 roadmap and expansion pack. Now, to clarify as well, just to say, they have obviously since then released the trailer for the new expansion pack as well. And they have also put it on their EA store. So yeah, this is as follows. Due to an error following an EA app update, the next expansion pack for The Sims 4 and crucial information on what's to come until the end of the year was leaked to the community While the Sims base games tend to have plenty of content, the expansions complement them greatly. The quantity has also increased with each entry in the series, with The Sims 4 currently having a total of 20 expansion packs. The Sims 4 has been out for over a decade, but developers continue to update it regularly and add content to keep it fresh for fans. The latest full-fledged expansion pack for The Sims 4, Enchanted by Nature, came out in July of this year. However, since then, 2 creator kits have been released, only adding to the growing collection of DLC. Given the short periods of time between these releases, players weren't expecting a new Sims 4 expansion pack anytime soon. But it seems like the DLC is definitely on for the horizon.
Well, it kind of makes sense considering wasn't it like last time that you spoke about how they said there was no Sims 5 in the works just yet?
Yeah, no, they've completely cancelled that for the time being.
So it makes sense that there would actually be more expansion packs to come.
Oh, 100%, yes, of course.
At least you would like to think so.
Yeah, well, on the 28th of August, the EA app was updated. When the update went live, it seems that EA accidentally posted the announcement for an upcoming expansion pack, kits, and events, and the roadmap for the 3rd and 4th quarters of this year. Fans were able to screenshot the post, but that is all they got. As the announcement link led nowhere, a leaker known as Medieval Killer 12, that is a currently deactivated account, had previously shared a picture of the Sims 4 roadmap, and this is most likely the image that would be shown on the removed webpage. At this point, players have a pretty clear picture on what to expect for the Sims 4 until the end of this year. According to the leaked Sims 4 roadmap, the next expansion pack will be revealed on September 4th. So yes, it has already been. And if I quickly get up the EA app itself, it is called Adventures Awaits. Now, I'm going to go on to the page as well to read out the overview for it as well. And this is what the overview says. Break free from the everyday with daring activities and getaways in The Sims 4 Adventure Awaits expansion pack. Nurture the spirit of play and live a bold, adventurous life. Create getaways like a kids camp where kids will find their playtime more meaningful than ever. They can even connect with imaginary friends. Get the warm and cozy digital content to pair big adventures with big relaxation. Stay cozy outside with the toasty tower lamp. Enjoy a comforting beverage from the toasty kettle. And keep your feet nice and snuggly with the toasty Tootsie socks. Available when you order through to November 13th of this year. Now, the one good thing I will say that I'm actually very much like hyping up for this expansion pack is that the fact that the keywords there, imaginary friends. It may not seem much to the average eye, okay, to those that are not an avid Sims player. We had imaginary friends that looked creepy as shit in The Sims 3. And as annoying as it was, I miss it so much because it was one of those where as long as you would like, you know, you were clicked on to the child sim, you can see what the imaginary friend looked like, and then you can make like a potion by getting basically I think it's like the logic skill to be able to make it so your imaginary friend would then come to life, right? And I think that's really fucking cool. You know, and the fact that they're bringing that back, and now I have seen pictures of what they look like, and oh my lord, they look even fucking more terrifying in the Sims 4 version than they did in the Sims 3. Like, the community, like the Sims community has been going wild on various means of social media. Like, you know, which one looks more creepy, you know, which is fair. But a lot of people were also saying, oh, well, don't we already kind of have, like, a game pack, like, for this? You know, like,
yeah.
I'm a bit confused. But the thing is, they're adding more to give different aspects. And I'm okay with that, to be honest. You know?
Yeah. I still find it interesting the fact that they keep releasing stuff for this, and yet when they do eventually get round to making the next Sims game,
yeah,
I do find it a bit harsh that a lot of what you guys have is just gonna essentially you're gonna have to wait to be able to buy it again.
Yeah.
Which
But I don't mind waiting and buying it, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I just think it's a bit of cheek on EA's front to, like, you have all this stuff in your previous version. Why not include that in the next one? Surely that would make people happy.
But the thing is, like, I'm not going to sit here and suck EA's cock, because there's no point in doing that. Like, I said a lot of things, like... Yeah, exactly. Like, yeah, are they still milking it like a cash cow? Of course they fucking are. But at the end of the day, like, they're gonna do what they want to do, period. And there's nothing we can say or do to really change that. Like, at the end of the day, they're doing what they can. You know, like, the fact is they're stopping with The Sims 5 completely at the moment because they know no matter what direction they take, it's just gonna get them under fire so much worse than what it would be if they go, oh, look at here. A new expansion pack. Oh, look, a new kit you can have, you know?
Yeah.
Like, at the end of the day, for me, it's one of those where it's like, I'm just happy that they're giving us more content because, you know, I will say this all the time. This was like, you know, a game that was from straight, like literally straight from my childhood.
Yeah. I just think EA needs to do better by you guys is all.
Yeah, no, exactly. I do agree with you on that, honestly. But they are slowly making the game more optimizable across the board for higher end and, like, you know, lower end computers. Even on consoles as well.
Yeah.
And I feel like at this point, no matter what they choose to do, even if it's meant as a good step, like, you know, step in a good, like, the right direction for everyone involved, they're just gonna get nowhere. You can't please everyone at the end of the day. It's like, quite a while ago before the Enchanted one came out, right? Like the Enchanted by Nature one came out. Everybody was like, I wouldn't say everybody, but there's like this one person like was saying like, you know, I won't be personally buying the new expansion pack, you know, because it's not just my thing. I don't really have anything to do with the occult sort of situation, blah, blah, blah. And I even commented saying, exactly, this is the point. At the end of the day, people do not have to buy it if they do not want to. There's no point in bitching about something you're not going to fucking buy. Oh, my Fugi's gone. Woo-woos. There we go. Ooh. And that's how it's going. I breathed wrong, apparently. You know, and it's just one of them where it's just like, let EA do what they need to do, whether it puts them in the ground or helps them up. It doesn't matter at this point. Like, I get you're disappointed because it's not an expansion pack that focuses around what you want, but there's a lot less occults than what there is, like, in terms of expansion packs, stuff packs, and game packs, like, of the likes, you know, than there is to do with non-occult, like, Sims and stuff like that, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it's a game where it's literally play how you want to play.
Yeah.
You
it
know?
just... as I stated earlier, I just generally think after all this time and after the amount of money you guys have put into the game, I generally believe like you guys deserve maybe a bit more free shit.
And that's the thing though, we kind of, in a sense, we kind of do through the events. You know, yeah, do we have to, like, you know, do certain things in the game to get said shit sometimes? Yeah. But in terms of free shit, there's plenty of modders still out there. You know, custom content creators out there as well.
But I'm talking in regards of, like, for those who play on console who don't have access to the mods.
But again, that's what the events are there for. And it's not like it's like, oh, it only lasts a month. It literally lasts quite a while. Like, I'm talking like 3-4 months, like, at the bare minimum, you know?
Yeah.
And again, that's why kits were also like, well, in my opinion, were, you know, kind of put into play for those that are on console that don't have access to mods or custom content. Okay, yeah, you have to pay a $5, but you still get like quite a bit. At the end of the day, I'm not justifying EA like using, you know, anything as a fucking the game as a cash cow or whatever, but at the same time, like, they're trying.
Yeah. Well, in the end, that's all we can really ask.
Exactly.
Yeah. I get you. I just, as someone who's a friend of a loyal fan, says like, it just hurts.
It does suck. It does hurt because we should get more free stuff. You are correct in saying that. I'm not disputing that by any means. I'm just saying, like, the fact is,
there is stuff there to balance it out.
Yeah, even if it's a $5. Oh, but this person might not have a $5. Then, unfortunately, that's the way it is. I don't work for EA. Like, I think you'll find if I worked for EA, you lot would fucking know about it. Like, especially
shouting it from the goddamn fucking rooftops.
Yeah, exactly. Like, if I got invited to work on an expansion pack or even invited to make my own kit for the game, I would have such a hard time not telling you guys. Like, I would be exploding from the inside, not being able to tell you lot. Because the thing is, I'd be under NDA. I wouldn't be able to tell you.
Guarantee I'd still probably hear about it. Guarantee. Not wrong, she goes. Is that all you got on that bit, Damo?
Yeah, that's all I got on that one.
Alright, so this one's not really an article. This is kind of what I have been seeing over the past, I guess you could say, a couple days.
Mm-hmm.
I do have a couple of articles, obviously, to still talk about. Now, Hollow Knight Silksong just released. And it released with a very, 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 I personally think, generous price tag of $20 slash 16 quid.
Mm-hmm.
Which, considering how popular Hollow Knight is, that's actually a very good fucking deal, especially considering it was meant to be a DLC, but considering how people were looking forward to it, they decided to scrap it being a DLC and make it a full-on second actual sequel. So they added a lot more to it. And they're only charging 16 quid, $20, which I think is absolutely fucking incredible.
Mm-hmm.
And to some people I've seen that playing the game, they are very happy with the game. Frustrated, obviously, when dealing with the bosses and they're dying on a constant, but they're very happy with the game. However, what I have been seeing is articles showing misinformation in regards of it. I saw a couple of articles yesterday saying that despite initial startup, that on Steam it is looking at a mixed to maybe close to negative reaction to the game. I checked earlier today because I figured get the most up-to-date form to see how true that is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, like I thought, not only were they wrong, they were very wrong. How wrong? Well, put it this way. Currently, the game is a very positive, with 91% of the 41,866 user reviews in English saying positive stuff about the game.
Okay.
So, if you do see articles saying that it's got very bad reviews on Steam, this, that, and the other, I tell you this now, that is bullshit. And it's one of the reasons, and I thought it'd be a perfect example of why it always pays to do research.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why Damo and I do look into this. Which is why we do every single fortnight, we actually look into this. We actually try and see if what is being said is as close to as fact as we can find. Because there are some people out there that, as myself and Damo will have stated in regards to stuff, haters gonna hate. Haters are going to hate regardless. However, what I don't like is to basically put out such misinformation when, as a journalist, you should be trying to put out nothing but the facts, especially in the gaming industry.
Facts.
Because people can smell bullshit a mile away.
Facts.
So I'm not going to name the articles in particular that actually put out the misinformation. I just wanted to actually bring awareness that it is not true.
Facts. Sorry.
No, I appreciate you doing that, Damo. So, if someone tells you, oh yeah, I've heard about Silk Song, it's got such negative reviews on Steam, I hear, you can tell them, and you can tell this as gospel from myself, and I don't normally do this, especially on the Flopcast, that is a outright lie.
Facts.
When a game has 91% positive reviews, you can bet your ass. If someone's saying that it's got mostly negative reviews, you bet your ass I'm gonna defend it.
Facts.
When the gaming community actually enjoys a game, and it's actually got legit positive reviews, yeah, I'ma back it up. I'ma support it. So, don't let people bullshit you. And this backs up what we always say every time. Please do your own research. Do not take what you read on the internet as gospel. Do not what you read in magazines, in news articles, or you hear on the radio, or what have you. Do not take it as gospel. Search. Look around. Because guarantee, I know it might not be the most reliable of things, but sometimes you can find more facts on Reddit than you can see from the people that are getting paid to be telling people the truth, yet clearly tell lies.
Facts.
So, Silk Song, very positive reviews. I've not played it. I have Hollow Knight. I may play it. I may play Hollow Knight at some point. If I get the Silk Song, maybe. But we'll see. And as Inventor has just stated in the chat, as a rule of thumb, take most information on the internet with a grain of salt. Say it with me, Damo.
Facts.
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 Fucking facts.
Facts, bitch.
So yeah, to the people behind Hollow Knight Silk Song, you have actually done something that not many other companies are actually willing to do. You are making a game that has received a lot of positivity and is actually not expensive.
Facts.
Because apparently, to my knowledge, I might be wrong, but the people behind Hollow Knight and Silk Song is not exactly a big team. I did see someone on social media making a post like, "Oh, it's so low. They're doing themselves wrong. They're doing what they believe is right." Suck it up, Buttercup. Facts.
Facts.
But yeah. Demo?
Yes. Give me one moment. Yeah, so this one is on rockpapershotgun.com. Also have seen this across the board as well, by the way.
I know what this is.
Left 4 Dead's lead designer is making another 4-player co-op shooter that expands the formula. The lead designer of Left 4 Dead has announced that he's making something like Left 4 Dead again, a Plower? No.
Facts.
A 4-player co-op shooter that expands on the co-op formula in ways I've wanted to explore in a long time. Whatever they end up calling it, the game is in development at Bad Robot Games, a studio founded by the film and TV outfit behind Lost, Cloverfield, and Westworld. So the project has both expertise and funding to spare, in theory. There is little else to tell right now, but you can sign up for a playtest if all of this has you combing the rooftops for smokers and scrabbling around for your shotgun. The former Turtle Rock creative director Mike Booth announced the project in a Reddit post this week, stating, If you enjoyed the teamwork, tension, and replayability of my past games, you'll probably find this one interesting, he wrote. Left 4 Dead aside, Booth has credits on Counter-Strike Condition Zero and Team Fortress 2. He worked for Valve after they acquired Turtle Rock back in 2008, then left in 2012 to join Blizzard and work on something unannounced. Then he went to Facebook to work on multiplayer virtual reality MacGuffins for the Oculus Rift. Most recently, he joined the board of directors for Resolution, creators of tabletop RPG Demio. He's hoping that the new Left 4 Dead-like isn't some kind of VR exclusive or otherwise is tainted by the exposure of skull-fucking metaverse mandarins. Now, obviously there is a bit in that, obviously the guy's name, however, I'm not responsible for whatever the fuck this person writes. I'm responsible for reading it out, and I will bleep out certain things, so I don't get myself all chaos and shit.
I'm sorry, just the skull fucking bit just fucking killed me.
We're still in early stages of development, but we're opening up playtests to a limited number of players, Booth added in the Reddit post. If you're interested in joining us on this next adventure and helping shape the game early on, we'd love to have you involved. You can sign up for the playtest here. I'm always keen to play anything Left 4 Dead-like, but I have been burned before. Back 4 Blood was not an official Left 4 Dead 3 title format implied, partly because it tried to make Left 4 Dead spontaneously AI-detected playable B-movie gambit work within a clunky latter-day progression system. Now, hold on a second.
Back 4 Blood was actually not too bad.
Yeah. Again, this is what the guy wrote in the article, okay?
Yeah, Damon's just reading out the article. I mean, you didn't have to read out that bit.
No, I didn't. However, like, I'll say it's like Back 4 Blood for me, genuinely, apart from the fucking dickwads I had to deal with when I first played it, because I believe I was the first one out of everybody in our friend group that actually had it, because I pre-ordered it and everything, at the time, and I was like, yeah, fucking let's go, mate, you know, and I had to deal with dickwads, and if I remember correctly, I was in a party chat with, not in a party chat, sorry, on Discord with you lot through my phone at the time, and I didn't realise my mic was on whilst I was complaining to Chaos and that lot about my teammates, and it was only then when I turned around and went, dude, fucking hell, what are you doing, getting me a sandwich or something? Like, I'd appreciate some teamwork. Because they just genuinely weren't, like, they were scattering off and leaving me to do everything, and miraculously after, like, you know, they heard me say that, they started helping with the teamwork.
I still remember when me, Kane, and Inventor actually did Back 4 Blood. I think there's even actually a video on YouTube about one of the experiences that we had.
Yeah, pretty much.
And it was fucking hilarious. We had to leave Kane behind as the ship was exploding.
Yep.
Oh god.
I'm pretty sure I do have it on PC. I'll have to obviously like double check and stuff like that. But it would be something that I would like to do for my birthday.
Alright.
Preferably with Peeps, if Peeps would be good for that, because, you know, I'm very horror-esque.
We'll talk about it.
So.
We'll talk about it afterwards.
Yeah. That's why I said it the way I did. But
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Anyway.
Facts.
Facts! It's no longer death! It's facts!
Yeah, facts! Something like that?
Yeah. Yep. Perfect.
Anyway.
Yes.
Is that what you got on that one?
Yeah.
Alright. So, ladies and gentlemen, it would seem that someone else is looking to try the rule that I kind of go by, because it seems to apply quite a bit here. Another video game is trying their hand at the movie industry.
Dun dun dun.
And this, much to my surprise and slight horror, it's Street Fighter.
Oh no. Did they not learn?
Alright, I'm gonna say this.
Did they not learn from Mortal Kombat.
I'm gonna say this, alright? The original live action Street Fighter movie, it was so bad it was good. Because it was funny. Especially the guy who played Bison, his overacting was so funny. And I will stand by that. Well, this is coming from Screen Rants. Street Fighter has announced its cast with plenty of action stars and giants of the wrestling world making their way to the video game adaptation. One of the world's most famous fighting game series, Street Fighter, will follow two estranged friends as they're brought into a global mysterious tournament by a global fighting tournament by a mysterious woman. So already they're not following actual Street Fighter stuff.
Oh boy.
I'm not going to list off all the people that are basically it. I'm just basically saying that it is confirmed that there is a new Street Fighter movie in the works. The expansive cast confirmation for Street Fighter included 17 different characters which originated in the game series, speaking to the deep cuts that the film seems to be making in bringing those colourful brawls to the big screen. Now, I'm not going to list off all the characters. However, I want to point out some kind of misinformation. They've got Roman Reigns, a WWE superstar, as Akuma, and the information that is here is the malicious brother of Goken, Akuma, has embraced his dark side and weaponized it to become a nearly unstoppable fighter. In the games, Ryu seeks revenge against Akuma after the latter murders Goken in a duel. Wrong! This sets him up to become Ryu's greatest challenge, essentially a dark mirror to what Ryu's rage could transform him into. I'ma say this, that is bullshit. Ryu does not seek revenge. He seeks to challenge himself on what actually means to be a warrior. What it means to be a fighter. And because he's constantly battling with the dark side of himself because of what his strength is. And Akuma is the result of what happens when you follow that dark path. So he doesn't look to him as the person to get revenge on. I don't know where the hell they got this whole thing of Akuma's the one he's seeking revenge on. If that's going to be the fucking plot, then good lord, it's already going to be a disappointment. I'm already... Now, as many people know, my general rule is video games do not make good movies. Now, when you bring the video games onto the big screen, they don't work because some twat thinks they know better than the original source. And based on some of the information that I've been reading, it's probably going to be the case. Because they did a live-action Tekken movie, which I'm pretty sure not many people are aware of. But that's because of how bad it was. Just... I question the movie industry and why they think, oh yeah, we'll go for video games. That'll get us a pretty big buck. Yeah, no. I watched it. It was pretty mid, said Kane. Yeah. It was very mid. Actually, I wouldn't even call it mid. It's an fault to stuff that is mid. Let's just leave it at that. But just...
Yes.
Some things just don't work in live action. And honestly, I don't... Considering how they've tried to do video game movies recently, like, I've not seen the recent Mortal Kombat movie, but I have heard a lot of people didn't like it. It's... Again, it's just... I question what people's thinking process behind all this is. And, like, getting... Live action One Piece seems to be the exception because that seems to be actually doing well. They actually stuck to the source material. But that's the thing. A lot of Hollywood doesn't stick to the source material. a lot of big movies don't stick to source material. And then they try to spin the characters off as something different. I just hope and pray that they don't fuck it up to the extent that we end up with another Borderlands situation. Where they waste so much money and it's literally dog shit. Now, they've only announced the cast, so I'm gonna just quickly skim. I didn't see them talk about a release date. But to my knowledge, there's nothing in regards of when the actual movie is coming out. But yeah, no, there's nothing yet. Probably the main reason why they stick to the source material is budgeting and time slots with actors. Comes out in 2067. Oh, lordy lords. But yeah, Damo?
Yeah, this will be my last one now. So guess what has officially been greenlit?
Go on.
At Amazon MGM Studios.
Go on.
Life is Strange series.
Wait, as an actual, like, show?
Yep. I believe so. It's been literally posted everywhere, like from Rotten Tomatoes' official Facebook page, tidbits and stuff like that over across the board of social media as well. It has actually officially been greenlit. Now, me being me, the dickhead that always forgets to... Of course. You know, to add in the actual article instead of just a screenshot, let's get the Life is Strange.
I just hope that... I just hope this actually either follows the source material or actually, you know, is actually good.
But yes, as an actual TV show, right? I'm fucking looking forward to the fact that it's actually coming to us. And I love it though because it's like, and I've literally just got the article from Eurogamer.net, by the way, just to clarify. To give you a lot more information. As first reported by Variety, Amazon Prime Video has greenlit a live-action Life is Strange show. It'll be led, produced, and penned by the End of the Fucking World writer Charlie Koval, alongside Story Kitchen executive producers Dimitri M. Johnson, Mike Goldberg, and Timothy I. Stevenson. So, yeah, I think it's gonna be well good with those names alone. I'm just saying that right now. Just saying.
Well, what was the last like video game that actually got a TV adaptation? That was Life is Strange, wasn't it? Sorry, Last of Us.
Last of Us, yeah.
Yeah, and that did pretty well to my knowledge. I've not seen it.
Yeah, no, that did really fucking well.
So, I mean, it's kind of funny that the TV show has actually done better than the video game.
Yeah, but that's for different reasons.
Yeah. Well, fingers crossed. Obviously, any more information that comes in regards to that, obviously, we will let you guys know as it comes out. And hopefully, actually start off with following the adventures of Max.
I'm presuming that it will, considering the game actually started off by introducing you to Max Caulfield.
Yeah.
And it'll be going based on the first one, so it would make more sense.
Which would be interesting then to see what ending they decide to go for.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the thing, like, I know for a fact you're looking forward to seeing.
Yeah, no, exactly. But what I imagine is so like they can fit both of them in to please everyone with a little bit of fan service in that aspect is basically going ahead and doing the, you know, ending that you can get where, you know,
or
you save Chloe, and then like rewind and then see what choice they're gonna make from there on.
Yeah, like you think like they go to that point and then all of a sudden, like it'd be like a flash of like where it splits off into like a multiverse type thing, where like one universe obviously she chose that side and the other she chose that side.
Exactly. Yeah.
Ah, that makes sense. That would actually
as
be
well. Like the director is, like, you know, the fact is like we're getting like people who literally worked on End of the Fucking World, and that was a great show in itself. At least in my opinion. Just saying.
Yeah.
So, you know, I know that it's going to be good. I have a lot of high hopes on this one. I have a lot of high expectations, not because it's a game series like that I fucking love and hold very close to my heart, but also the fact of the matter is like the people working on it.
Yeah. Well, hopefully they're able to actually work their magic.
Oh hell yeah. So it's been greenlit. We obviously won't have a date yet because it's just been greenlit.
Yeah. Well, hopefully they don't fall into the trap some others do.
Yeah, let's hope.
So, that was your last one, you said?
Yep.
Alright, then I've got one more. And this is coming from Games Radar. Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3 is apparently going very smoothly, and the announcement timing has been decided. Square Enix's Tetsuya Nomura says, and Kingdom Hearts 4 is also progressing well. Good news, folks. Development on both Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3 and Kingdom Hearts 4 is going well behind the scenes, according to Square Enix veteran Tetsuya Nomura. Even if he's obviously not willing to share any release date announcements just yet, which is a fucking good thing. Don't ask about release dates, just ask how it's going, and if they can share any screenshots on progress, that would be all I would ask. As a fan of Final Fantasy and Kingdom Hearts, please just fucking cook, and do not, for the love of God, when it comes to 4, do not fuck it up like you did with 3. As spotted and translated by Twitter user Genki Japan, speaking during a new live broadcast of Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis ahead of its 2nd anniversary, Nomura, who serves as the director of Kingdom Hearts 4, gave a brief but very welcome update on the development of the 2 upcoming games. Final Fantasy VII Remake's 3rd part still hasn't been shown off in any capacity. In fact, it's still not got a proper name, while Kingdom Hearts 4 is basically turning into the new Silk Song at this point. So any news is good news. Talking about the last installment in the Final Fantasy VII Remake trilogy, Nomura says, it is going very smoothly, before teasing that Square Enix already knows when it's going to hit us with news about it. The announcement timing has been decided and we will stick to that schedule, so please rest assured and wait, he adds. Nomura is also a little more vague about Kingdom Hearts 4, which he says is progressing well and according to schedule, but doesn't provide any indication of what that schedule actually looks like, which is what people really want. It's all very mysterious, but it's reassuring to hear that there's an announcement plan in place for FF7 Remake Part 3, whenever that may be. Voice recording for the game was seemingly underway back in April, while its plot was apparently finished last year. So hopefully, we don't have to wait too much longer. As for Kingdom Hearts 4, well, at least we got those new screenshots in May, right? Now, I did hear some little bits and bobs here and there saying that they had actually started the voice recording for Kingdom Hearts 4. So, it sounds like both games are actually on track. So I imagine we might hear, I would say possibly some news. I would say probably by the end of the year. And hear any release date, I would say give it March next year, maybe April. Because it's Square Enix, we all know they like to take their time, and if they're saying it's progressing smoothly, that means that they're happy with how things are going so far. So we will see how that turns out. Any more information, obviously, in regards to those particular games, we will let you know ahead of time. But with that being said, folks, that is actually it for this episode of the Flopcast.
Hell yeah.
And just remember, folks, as always, anything you hear, do not take it as gospel unless we say do take it as gospel. Like, obviously, with the Silk Song thing that I said earlier. Any information that you do hear, folks, we do say you should look into yourselves and actually come to your own opinion. Don't just hear what we say and take it as dear facts. But yeah. For those of you who are watching this live, thank you very much. For those of you who watch this on YouTube, I hope you guys enjoyed this. And if you want to check out any of the other Flopcasts that we've done, well, check out the playlist. That is actually on the channel. For those of you who are watching this live, you will catch me tomorrow morning. Well, I say morning, maybe noonish, with Damo.
Hell yeah.
So look forward to that. And obviously I will be back tomorrow evening for some more of my own action, which to my knowledge I believe is more Super Robot Wars. And no, I'm not talking about the show that used to be on the BBC.
Oh my god.
You do realise the amount of times I've had to actually specify that.
Unbelievable.
But yeah, with that being said though, folks, make sure you have your personal belongings with you. Anything that gets left behind will be used to fight off the Scandinavian invasion. Why the Scandinavian invasion? Because it was a particular Danish bastard that keeps attacking.
Yep.
Leave my goddamn goblin janitors alone, arsehole. But with that being said though, folks, raise your pizzas high and say it with me. Stay chaotic and look for the challenge.
The challenge.
Bye-bye.
Bye.